chapter's seasoned professionals bring a wealth of knowledge and experience to our association. Let's hear some of their stories about their FPRA experience.
One of my greatest memories of FPRA is the state conference that's held the second week of August around the different parts of the state, and my kids grew up in FPRA. They started going at a very young age. They were about 6 and 7 years old in the early 2000s when they went to their first conference in Orlando. And I'll never forget, I was working for Southern Press, and we were setting up tables. I was a vendor then, and we were setting up tables downstairs, and my kids, they got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, went downstairs with me, set up the tables, waited for all the FPRA professionals to come out of their meeting rooms so they could hand out all the material that we had on our table. It was a great, great time for them. Subsequently, every year after that, they went with me for every conference, handing out material, going to the golf tournaments and being photographers for the golf tournaments, or just running around and making sure they knew everybody in FPRA. So the greatest part of my participation in FPRA is having my family being a part of this huge statewide family.
I had the pleasure of serving as president of the FPRA chapter here in Gainesville in 2002, and my fondest memory of FPRA occurred during that time period. We decided to have a Boss Appreciation Day luncheon wherein members were asked to bring their bosses, and to engage the bosses we had some folks from the University of Florida Athletic Association be the speakers at that event. And so Jeremy Foley, the athletic director for the University of Florida, was a speaker. And we had scheduled this months in advance, but his speech happened to be his first public appearance after the then football coach Ron Zook had had 2 consecutive losses. And there was a growing concern in Gator Nation for the football team. So rather than have our typical 40 to 50 people attend an FPRA luncheon, we had 150 people there. And there were members of the media, and there were cameras, and there was coverage on the news, and there was coverage in the newspaper, and it was quite an event for FPRA just because we had very serendipitously scheduled Mr. Foley to come at this very opportune time.
It's really hard to say what my fondest memory of being a member of FPRA is. There are so many from throughout the years, but I would probably have to say that 2 of them were when I received my APR and my CPRC. When I left the APR exam and walked out the doors and had completed it, the sense of accomplishment that I had was just really overwhelming. And then when I learned that I did pass the exam and earn my APR, it was just such a proud moment. And when you go to the state conference and are recognized for receiving the APR, and then a couple years later when I received my CPRC, it just is such a great moment to stand in front of all of your peers and know that you've accomplished something that really means something.
Tell us your story. Send us a tweet or post on our Facebook page. Don't forget to use #FPRA Story.